Hey guys, Corey here with IkeOutdoors.com. Today we're here to do a review on the Bucktag bag target from Walk On. You guys might have already seen, Ike did a review on their Robin Cube target here a while back, and it was a really impressive target and held up really well. And this is another product out of their lineup, and this is their bag target. Like I said, it's called the Bucktag. The target's 22 inches by 22 inches, so it's a good big, surface to shoot at it. A lot of bag targets that I've shot at in the past, they're so small that you're pretty much forced, at least for me, I'm pretty much forced to focus most of my shooting in the center of the target, which will wear them out pretty quick. Because a lot of my shooting's done at 40, 50, 60 yards, I don't really want to be shooting at the corners and edges of the target, because just the slightest imperfection on my part and you can miss the target totally. So a big bag target is a really big benefit when you're shooting at longer distances. As you guys will notice on the face of it, on this side, you got a really cool face. You got a deer skull with his rack, and then you got a bunch of aiming points in here. And on the other side of it, turn it around for you here, you got the vitals, and you got your heart and lungs and liver and several aiming points in here. It's a lot of fun to shoot at this target. I like shooting at target faces that you can kind of have a little game here, and you got a bunch of different aiming points. When you got a bunch of buddies shooting, it just makes it a lot of fun to have something besides just an old-fashioned bullseye to aim at. So I really like the cover for this bag. I like the blue color too. The blue is really handy when you're shooting at longer distances. Like I mentioned earlier, a lot of my shooting's at 40 yards on out, and my eyes aren't what they used to be. And a lot of times when I'm shooting at a target, that's out there 60 yards, I have trouble a lot of times seeing the target, and the blue does a really nice job of standing out. I really like the face of this target. The face is a heavyweight polypropylene. It's designed to last a long time, and as you guys can probably see, there is a little bit of wear showing up on here on both sides. But I would hate to guess how many arrows have been fired into this target at anywhere from 7 yards, paper tuning distances, on out to 50, 60 yards. And we've been shooting the snot out of this thing, and it's held up really well. We got a hog hunt coming up, and here the other day, Ike and Kyle come over and they brought their bows, and we did a lot of shooting on this target as well as the Robin Cube that Ike brought out. And this thing's seen in the fairly short amount of time that I've had it. I've had it maybe a month or so. I would shudder at the thought of how many arrows has been shot into this thing. Everything from my wife's bow, that's shooting 52 pounds. The bow I've been shooting, I've shot my experience into it at 310 feet a second with the 410 grain arrow. I'm shooting a Prodigy now. Same arrow, 410, 415 grains, something like that. Ike shot the Bear Arena into it. Kyle shot the Carbon Knight with a fairly light arrow. I think he's somewhere around the 360 grain mark. Ike's arrows are 500 grains or above. So a really wide range of the types of arrows that's been shot into this target at different speeds, and we haven't had a pass through. We haven't had any kind of problem out of it at all. Matter of fact, very few arrows even made it through the backside. I would say the ones that did were Ike's freakishly heavy arrows at 20 yards, and he was shooting. He did have a few poke through the back, but he still had 16 inches of arrow sticking out the front. So the target just held up better than expected, to be honest with you. In the past, I just haven't been a real big fan of bag targets. I haven't found one that would hold up. They're handy, they're portable, you can move them around and all that, but I've just shot them up so quick that I just haven't been a big fan of them, and this would be the exception. This is the first bag target that I've ever been around that has just taken abuse and kept coming back for more. So like I said, you can see a little bit of wear on both sides of it, but again, this thing's just been mutilated, and it's hanging in there. I just we're going to go out and shoot here in a little bit, and you guys will see, but I've just been blown away by the durability of it. So a little bit more about the target. as you can tell, it does come with grommets, so you guys can hang it up, which is the preferred way to shoot bag targets. You know, it seems like they last a lot longer when you can hang them up rather than set them on the ground. But if you guys are like me, I do shoot, you know, my bag targets on the ground. I don't have a stand or anything for them to hang up on. And that's another really cool feature of this target, is the flat bottom of it allows you to just set it up, you know, out there on the ground. It doesn't want to, it's stable, it's not wanting to tip over. Again, we were shooting some really fast bows with some really heavy arrows into it. We haven't had, the target never once has acted like it wanted to tip over or anything like that. So the foam that's in the target, that's another thing that kind of sets this target apart from most bag targets, is that a lot of bag targets, they're filled with, I've seen them filled with a screen, like off a screen door. I've seen them filled with clothing or, you know, rags or fabric. The inside of this target's actually foam. They call it the infused dual core foam. And I'm not a foam engineer, but what I can tell you, you go ahead and unzip this. As you can see, that looks a lot different than what the inside of most bag targets look like. I mean, that's a really high density foam. The face of it here is actually pretty dead solid, and you got that on both sides, and it just does an outstanding job of absorbing impact, stopping arrows, have no trouble removing arrows. I've shot at some bag targets before where removing arrows was actually kind of a problem, because as the arrow goes in and stops, I've had, you know, some of them, like I said, that's got the screen, like from a window screen, it'll actually get kind of bound up with my field point, and you've almost got to turn it and kind of manipulate it to get it out. I've had the same kind of thing happen with the bag targets that are filled with clothing. I haven't had anything like that with this target, and to be honest, I probably should have had some issues, because the arrows that I'm shooting, my field points actually come in about 4 grains lighter than what my broadheads that I'm shooting weigh. And to make up for that, I actually found some really small washers that weigh 4 grains. So I put them on the back side of my field point to get the weight right. And the washers actually stick out. The outside diameter of them is slightly larger than my field point. So, you know, when you go to pull arrows, you would think that would cause a problem, and it really doesn't. Once in a while, when I go to pull it out, the washer will try to hang on the face of the target, and a quick pop, and it just comes right out. So no trouble whatsoever. Just a really impressive bag target. The weight on it, it's not a featherweight, really light little junk bag target. But then again, it's not extremely heavy either. I weighed it on our bathroom scales, and it came in around 25 pounds. So good weight. You can carry it around. It's highly portable. You can set it up wherever you need to shoot, but it's heavy enough that, you know, stiff breeze isn't going to tip it over. You know, hitting it with your arrows, you know, that's not going to knock it over. So again, the weight's about perfect on it, in my opinion. It's a really stable target, and just been real happy with it. So anyways, that is the Bucktag bag target from Walk On. I should add also, I guess, that there are replaceable faces available for it. So you know, if you guys get one, and I can just about assure you that the face will be wore out long before the contents on the inside are. So you know, when the time comes, they have faces available. You can get a replacement cover and go right back to shooting it. So this has been the most durable, most solid bag target I've ever experienced, and I urge you guys to check out Walk On and all their fine products, and you know, give them a look. So anyways, till next time, that is the Walk On Bucktag bag target. For more product reviews, how-to videos, you name it, check us out over at ikesoutdoors.com.